how's it going? It's Jess, and I'm here to do an update on my cross stitching that I've been working on for the past couple of weeks or so. Just a couple of things to show you because, like I said before, I'm focusing on the Santa, but I have just a couple of small projects that I've been working on, and obviously this one is done. So these are actually going to be 3 separate, and I'll just cut them out. And they are for each of my 3 nieces. I'm going to stick them on, I think I mentioned it, I'm going to stick them on sketch pads so they can color and whatnot. So for Morgan and Heather and Layla. So that's that. And then next, I've got the Woodland Creature Sampler. And so this is the pattern for November. And this is the progress that I've got on it. Not much. So you see the sparkles here? That is the snow that is shown on top of the branches there. Originally, it had it charted to use the Sparkle Floss that we picked, and I had originally chosen DMC Silver, and I absolutely hated it. I was stitching with it, and it was causing a lot of grief, so I ended up picking it all out, and what you see there is a strand of white that's combined with a strand of Krennic, I believe it's number 4 braid, number 11. I'll check on that and I'll leave a link in the description so that you can see exactly which one that I used. But so it still has the sparkly snow effect, but it's not that horrible silver thread that drove me up a wall. So that's this one. I admit myself a little sad. I thought for sure that November would be a turkey. And so when I saw the squirrel, I was a little sad. But I still think it's pretty cute. So that's that. And then next, and finally, we have Santa. And this is just a reminder, Winter White Santa by Mirabilia. And I have made a lot of progress since my last video. Let's see if I can get them all in there. So there's Santa. And I've got the entire top half complete as far as the stitching is concerned. You see that there's a lot of holes all over the place, and that's a ton of beading. And you see all the sparkles down the center there. That's all Krennic. It's all number 4 braid, which isn't too bad. This one right here, this dark gray one, is my absolute favorite. It's a high luster, so it's extra sparkly. And then there's some green in his hat, and there's some of the green Krennic down here too. And then I have recently been working on the tree. And when I put my needle down last, I was working on the gifts underneath the tree. It's starting to look really nice. The big spaces in the tree is full of that Karen water lilies, the variegated specialty silk. And I'm saving that for absolutely last since it's over-dyed and can't be washed. So a whole lot left to do. About all of this area will be filled in with the bottom parts of his robe and the scarves. And then as you can see, there's a ton of beading down here. Tons and tons of beading. I showed in my last video all of the beads, and I'm going to have my hands full as far as beading is concerned. So that brings me to my question. As you can see along the staff here, there's spaces, and those will be filled with those bugle beads, the long slender beads. Santa's probably going to be a solid 24 inches tall from the top of his staff to the very bottom of his robe. What I'm trying to figure out is how on earth I'm going to do this beading, because my scroll frame only rolls to a maximum of 10 inches, and I don't want those bugle beads to get rolled up in the frame and potentially break and whatnot. But I don't really have an option as far as like an alternative frame. So I am asking you all, do you have any ideas for me? Have you ever stitched with bugle beads, and how do you manage the long ones? Because these, specifically along the staff, they're going to get rolled up if I use my scroll frame. And I really don't want them to crack. But I don't know what to do. I looked into Q-snap extensions, and the most that they'll do is 20 inches, which I might be able to get by with, but I don't know for sure. So if anybody has any ideas or knows something that's worked for them, I would greatly appreciate it. And any comments, questions, much appreciated. And I'll see you guys in my next video.